So with our kind of schedules, every day is different. It's never the exact same. Like I don't have a set time to set timed schedule. He usually goes to bed between 7 and 7:30, and then he'll usually wake up between 7 and 7:30. So this morning we woke up at 7:13. But yeah, we're not on a strict schedule, even for naps, not on a strict schedule at all. It just was what works for us, something more easygoing, I guess. But yeah, that's what's working, right? Right. All right, we will check back later. Is it nap time? It is 9:10, so we're getting ready for the first nap of the day. Okay, so he is sleeping. As you saw, I did nurse him to sleep. Even though it was less than 3 hours, it was only about like 2 and a bit hours since I last fed him. But you know what? He likes to nurse to sleep sometimes, and I'm not opposed to it because then he can get a better sleep, in my opinion. He won't wake up just because he's hungry. So this way he can have a better first nap. But very often I will nurse him just before going to sleep. Basically, I think nursing before just calms him down and it makes him see that he is tired, and then he just goes down so easily. I've only just started putting him in his crib, but he has been sleeping very well in his crib for all of his naps. And we do for the first part of his sleep at night as well. The first little stretch, he's in his crib, and then I bring him into our room. But yeah, you will see that later. Sometimes he will only nurse for a couple seconds and I won't count that as a feed. But since he did nurse for about 4 or 5 minutes, I am going to count that as a feed. Okay, so he is awake now. Good thing he has gloves, he's scratching his head. And it is time to stop the timer here. 40 minutes. So based on that, he will sleep about 2 hours later than this. So if it's 10:05, he'll probably go down at 12:05, around there. I'm gonna go get him. I love that he's not crying, he's just hanging out. I'll go get him. Hello? Did you have a good sleep? You wanna come out now? Yeah? Did you have a good sleep? You had a good sleep. Okay, I'll take you out. Are you excited to eat? Yeah? You want to try some? You excited? So here is his little cereal. He does not usually like this cereal, but right. It is 11 a.m. and he's going to have his first solid food. And your first solid food of the day. Good. There's your big bib. Are you hungry? So you're chewing your bib? Oh. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't like it. You don't like this, huh? Mm. Ah. Ah. So he's down for a second nap and I nursed him again. So the last time I nursed him was 3 hours and like a little bit ago. So there was 3 hours in between that one. And it was just over 2 hours since his other nap. So I do use an app called Huckleberry to track his nursing sessions as well as his naps. It just helps me stay on track for knowing like how often he's nursing and then also just how often he's napping as well. So I like to have about 2 hours in between each nap. It's usually 2 to 2.5 hours, which is like perfect, the perfect amount of time for him. Yeah, sometimes his naps aren't very long and sometimes they're longer, so, but yeah, so that helps me keep everything on track. We will see how long he naps for. Well, would you look who's up? So I thought he was going to sleep longer for his second nap since he didn't sleep very long for his first nap. He still has one more nap before bedtime, and that's usually his shortest nap, but we will see. So since he woke up at, let's see, 1:06, his next nap will be around 3:06. What? What was that? What was that? Somebody's tired and hungry? It's a time for a nap. Okay, so just a little update. He is currently sleeping in his swing. He would not go down in his crib, and sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to get him to take their nap. So he is sleeping in his swing, and it's fine. The last nap isn't usually too long, but we will see. It's 3:30 right now, so yeah, it took quite some time to get him down today, but it's okay. Every day is different. Some days he'll go down easily for all 3 naps. Other days he won't go down very easily for any naps. And then days like today where the first 2 were great and then the last nap is always the most difficult, I find. So we'll just see when he wakes up. I just need him to have some sort of nap because it's fine even if he wakes up at if he wakes up at 4, that's fine. That's like perfect. And there's a 3-hour window until his bedtime. It's just hard to stretch him longer than 3 hours, and I really just don't like him going to sleep too much earlier than 7 because then the next day is all messed up. So this is kind of how our loose schedule is, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Sometimes he will go to bed a little bit earlier. I also wanted to touch on why we do a loose schedule rather than like some sort of strict schedule. First of all, I just don't want to stress about having to get him down by a certain point or keeping him up too long. Like, to me, if he's tired, he's tired. If he's not, he's not. Like, I don't want to force it. And I know there's ways that you can train them and whatever, and I just really don't want to do any sort of crying it out method or anything like that. Even a gentle crying it out method. I'm just not about that. Like, if he's crying, I want to pick him up. So, but this sort of like loose schedule works too, because when we're out and about, like, he can sleep wherever. He can sleep in the car, he can sleep in the baby carrier, he can sleep if we put him down somewhere. All in all, I try and aim for him to sleep for 3 hours in the daytime, and then that sets him up to sleep for about 10 to 12 hours at night. He still wakes up in the night too, so it's not like he doesn't wake up in the night. He usually just wakes up to feed for a little bit, and the feeds are very short. But yes, he still does wake up in the night. Sometimes I just have to pop the soother in his mouth. But he is not sleeping through the night by any means. I know that I could sleep train, but I don't want to sleep train like I already said. I kind of stick to some sort of routine, and it's kind of like a schedule. But yeah, that is what's working for us right now. So he woke up at like 5. So that was actually a pretty good nap. He had a good nap. Oh, by the way, the reason he wears hats is because he scratches his head. So if he's not wearing gloves, I have to put a hat on him so he doesn't scratch his head. You handsome like daddy?
I'm a handsome boy.
See daddy? Oh, someone's excited to see daddy.
You can see daddy. You can see daddy. You can see daddy.
Okay, so we have a banana for the baby. Here, Everett. Here you go. So usually I will give him his last solid food at 5:30. Today it's a little bit later just because he did wake up at 5, so it's a little later than that. But yeah, that's his solid food. So right now he's working on eating strawberries, bananas, and baby cereal. The baby cereal he's not into at all really, but we're working on it. So it is 6 o'clock, so this is his last feed before bedtime. I probably will feed him before bedtime regardless. He's probably gonna go down at like 7:30. So it's been 3 hours since his last feed. So this little one ended up falling asleep because we were actually out and not here for his bedtime. So we're just gonna need to get him quickly ready for bed and just put him in there without hopefully waking him up too much. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the reality of having a 6-month-old. And I'll see you guys next time.
Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.